Good evening from Bali, everyone. It's Anifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy breathing and mindful actions. Today, I'm in a little bit of a windy spot, and I wanted to make this video about unexpressed truths or unspoken truths. And I have noticed this is part of my calling in this time, in this space, because you're noticing that in these videos, I've talked about some of the things that I have not spoken about, these unspoken truths of my visions that, again, I recognize that I've had so many and so many messages that I receive regularly. I don't need a whole series of all of those, but now you have some understanding of the fact that I do receive visions and messages for guidance for my steps. I believe that we all do. We all receive some sort of gut instinct. Sometimes it's just wishful thinking, yet we get some direction. Sometimes it's about communication, where we can recognize that, wow, I should really say sorry to that person, or I should really forgive that person. And this is the thing that I'm noticing, that both from my practice in Ontario, as for many years, I was noticing that there were so many things that were unspoken truths. So oftentimes I'd see families individually. So I'd see a sister and then her sister and then maybe a parent or a child in the same family. And oftentimes another person doesn't know the fullness of even a family member. And this is truth. And oftentimes it's because, oh, I don't want to make them feel not so good. So people hold in their anger, their frustration, their grief, their sadness, their worries, their fears. And these energies, I wanted you to know that, as I mentioned at the beginning of this series, part of my purpose, my calling, is to be here to help the earth and to help the inhabitants on earth. And I want you to recognize that what we carry is then shared with whatever we're around. So with people, it's the easiest to see. If one person is angry, we can see that the next person or the person that's with them is also kind of angry, or maybe frustrated or guilty or sad or low vibration energies. And those low vibration energies are the ones that we carry silently without speaking about. And those energies lead to disease or illness within ourselves, within the family that we may be in, within the community that we live in, within the land that we live on. So it actually affects the land, it affects the air, it affects the water. So all of these things are affected by energies that we as humans carry, consciously or not consciously. So when we recognize that we're carrying something, oftentimes we're not even speaking it to ourselves. We might just say, oh, yeah, I'm really upset. It's okay, I'll get over it. And I put on a smile and I act like everything is okay, but it's not truth. And if we're working from a space of truth, even to ourselves, we can say, this mind is really not happy today. This mind is a bit frustrated. It's truth and we need to express it. Sometimes we need to forgive something that we're frustrated with or upset with or have held on to for a long time, because over time that affects our bodies, and over time it's affecting the earth too. And as we can see, there's lots of things happening all over the world in terms of the earth, whether we see flooding, we see volcanoes erupting, whether we see unrest, anger in bigger groups. And this is all reflecting what's happening within ourselves. The judgment we have too, that, oh, that is better than this. Each person is carrying all of that. And when there's a conscious intention of holding peace, we're seeing this Buddhist monk walk that's happening in across the states. And then to look at each of those and say this is a walk for peace, and wow, they're so peaceful. No, they're also going to have times in their days that are not peaceful. There are going to be people who are welcoming them into a city and those that are not welcoming. And maybe online they share the things that are welcoming. For us to recognize that they are also carrying something that's not so comfortable, and then to share peace. That if I can recognize that I can hold peace too, they're sharing peace or trying to share peace, and then they're also every day focusing on recentering themselves to get into a peaceful space, to then share peace. Then we can also look at who is sharing peace in our own environment. Are we doing it from ourselves? Do we recognize it when it's around us? Maybe a family member is the quiet one, but very peaceful, pleasant, relaxed, easy. Another one is always frustrated about something. This is not right, this is not right, that's not right. And that's not adding peace. So then can we look at the one that is adding peace and give value to that and then share in that energy rather than saying, well, I'm only being realistic because this is happening with the family, this is happening in the world, this is right. We can speak about those truths. The truths that are not being spoken about is that I'm in a not so comfortable space and I choose to come back to peace. Now, all of those not so comfortable spaces, the low vibration energies, we think we're not affecting one another, but we are. Because just because we hold it inside and don't share it, yes, we can see that illness is growing around the world too, whether we look at diabetes or we look at cancer. And some of you know that I focused on cancer care for a number of years in Canada. And this is often related to our emotions too that are held in. Yet so many people hold it in. Now, is it just about talking? No, it's talking with an intention to release it into the universe. And when we think about, there is an energy that we do not see that takes care of things, whether we call it the universe or God or source or our higher selves. It's also the intention from our own mind that I choose to let this go because it is not helping me or the world around me. This is such a beautiful thing that we can do for ourselves and for each other, and I have seen such amazing healing happen in these times. This includes when we are going through something not easy. You know that I'm going through something not easy here. I'm not allowed to work, and I love working. And so I work like this, and I love it that I've got a space to share with you. And I love that even whoever I meet here, I can see when people are holding on to some pain, and I can speak to people about it's okay to acknowledge it, it's okay to forgive it, it's okay to let it go. Yet also know that it's hurting your own body or other people around you, and then recognizing that even when someone is helping someone who is hurting, who might have illness that is noticeable, the person that is helping is also carrying something that is then going to affect the person who is healing. And so if we just have this appreciation for, wow, it's so nice to be able to express that I am not feeling so well today, and that's truth and it's honesty, and I am so appreciative for you, and many people are when they're in a position of being helped by another. And then there's also an appreciation for when we are helping another, what a blessing the other is, that someone who needs our help is giving us the blessing of being helpful. And so let's remember this. Recognize that when we do not talk about things like anxiety, depression in the very early stages, it leads to deeper concerns that are affecting all of us and the earth around us. Today, I want to leave you with this idea and recognize that we can acknowledge it, we can accept it, we can forgive it, we can heal it, and we have that capability because some divine energy is working through the world around us and through ourselves too. Let's focus on those energies and create some healing for the world. I wish you a fantastic day or night ahead, and I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day or night, everyone.